Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, is in a state of complete terror this week after seeing that someone took baby Daisy Gilmore Corinthos, Levi Clark Coughlin, on General Hospital. The mysterious kidnapping of baby Daisy at General Hospital. Things go from bad to worse this week, following all those bizarre events involving Sasha's daughter since birth. It seems like someone has been keeping tabs on Daisy and Sasha both inside and outside the house. If you watch the show, you know that General Hospital admitted the wrong baby shortly after Sasha gave birth. Right away, she saw that it wasn't Daisy, her little girl. After Sasha returned home to the Key mansion with her baby, everything began to spiral out of control. Sasha returned to her infant girl's cot one night to find that Daisy's onesie had changed, and that she was now facing the opposite direction. No infant can contort their body in such a way, you know. The crib's mobile was also turned on. Sasha and Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, rocked Daisy to sleep in her cot on a recent episode. And we couldn't have been happier. Sasha rushed up to retrieve Daisy after hearing the baby wail on the monitor, but she was horrified to realize that she was disappeared. So, in a panic, Sasha races to Michael and informs him that our daughter has been abducted. Baby Daisy's kidnappers. A soap dirt investigation's leading suspects. Whoever abducted baby Daisy is being considered by many. If the authors of General Hospital are planning to pull a fast one in order to make that promo more dramatic, they are certainly among the most likely suspects. That being said, let's pretend for a second that Sasha is mistaken and no evildoer has abducted Daisy. Perhaps you know someone else who lives there, or it could be Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott. Perhaps Wally Kurtz, Ned Quartermain. Some member of the Q family overheard Daisy sobbing, snatched her up, and carried her to a different room so they could rock her to sleep or give her a little stroll. Babies are like that, you know. When you lead them about, they enjoy it. So Sasha may be making Michael anxious for no apparent reason. Furthermore, this was merely promotional hanky-panky editing. They've done this before. Daisy may still be in the Quartermain mansion and be just well. But since the stalker has been keeping tabs on Sasha and Daisy, it's not out of the question that Daisy was abducted. Still, I can't help but wonder if that actually occurs. For the sake of argument, let's pretend it occurs. Before we get into that, we'll discuss some of the people who might have abducted Sasha's baby. Could Willow Tate's descent be caused by her grief and the abduction of baby Daisy? Naturally, we must begin by discussing Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. She has lost custody of her children, Wiley Quartermain, Viron Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, and she is devastated about it. Not only that, but she suffered a nervous breakdown while testifying in court. General Hospital had to admit her. It becomes increasingly difficult for Willow as the time passes without seeing her children. Disintegration is upon her. Michael even absconded with Wiley after Willow staged a confrontation with him and Michael at the Metro Court pool, in violation of a court order. According to additional General Hospital teasers, Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, warns her against pulling this trick later this week. Well, it's no secret that Willow is having a tough time, and maybe she even had a little episode of madness. As retaliation for Sasha's one-night stand with Michael, maybe she loses it and takes baby Daisy. Willow happened to be present at the hospital on the day of the baby swap, although her position as a nurse did provide her with certain privileges. Therefore, it is reasonable to distrust her. Maybe Willow has a breakdown, kidnaps baby Daisy, and becomes so naive that she believes the child is her own. Then she takes Daisy home with her. That sounds terrible. At least Daisy would be secure with Willow, even if it would likely send her to Shady Brook. That much is obvious to us. Is Sidwell responsible for the kidnapping? Sonny Corinthos' baby Daisy as a weapon naturally. Carlo Roda's Jen Sidwell will be the next subject of conversation. Not out of malice toward Daisy or Sasha, but to throw off Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and cause him to lose his composure, he may abduct Michael's child. Natalia Rogers Ramirez, Eva LaRue, died of an overdose, and Sidwell holds Sunny responsible. It seems quite suspicious to them. Therefore, this may pose a danger of some kind. In the event that Sunny refuses to sell him the peers, Sidwell may abduct Daisy and arrange for her to be delivered off securely. This would demonstrate that no one is safe from his grasp. We already know that Sidwell has no intention of harming any of Sunny's children. Since Sidwell was so furious with the arsonist, I would think that also applies to grandkids. Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, nearly harmed herself, and he was unhappy about it. Still, Sidwell has something important to tell Sunny. Just now, Charlie's pub was set on fire. Plus, Sidwell would drive Sunny crazy if he also took Daisy. If Sunny lashes out at Sidwell and incites street violence, the mobster will probably lose the referendum. Thus, Sidwell may be intentionally provoking him. Thus, it makes no difference whether Sidwell is able or not to purchase the peers from Sunny. He will still lose. A help from the grandparents? Protection for Holly Sutton and Robert Scorpio. Okay, now we can move on to the third potential suspect. A kind of altruistic kidnapping carried out to safeguard young Daisy. The child may have been abducted by Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, and Holly Sutton, Emma Soms, who plays Sasha's parents. Perhaps Daisy's grandparents are concerned for her well-being. It goes without saying that Robert and Holly would never intentionally harm their granddaughter, Sasha. To keep Daisy safe from Sunny and his risky mob lifestyle, though, I could imagine them resorting to extreme methods. Reason being, Robert has a lifelong hatred for Sunny. Seems like Robert and Holly are trying to persuade Sasha to pack up Daisy and leave town for Europe with the baby. Plus, it would fit in nicely with the reports that Sophia Matson is apparently quitting General Hospital and Sasha departs Port Charles permanently or for an extended period of time. The Nell Benson revival. Sasha Gilmore and Michael Corinthos. A wicked revenge scheme. Okay, another really bizarre possibility to think about is if it's psycho Nell Benson, Willow's twin sister, Chloe Lanier. Everyone thinks she's dead. We were never seen her corpse after her claimed death 5 years ago. I believe Steve Burton's Jason Morgan received a call claiming her death had been found in the river. But it could have been a hoax because her late husband, Shiloh Archer, played by Kobe Ryan McLaughlin, had underlings in the police force working for him. It would be quite amazing if Nella were still alive because she is a fantastic villain. If Michael and his family are unlucky, Willow's twin may be hiding out, plotting her vengeance. In order to keep their kid Wiley away from Michael, Nell handed him to Brad Cooper, Perry Shin, to pretend he was the child of Lucas Jones, Van Hansis. Remember when Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, hired Sasha to pose as Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watro's daughter? If Nell reappeared alive, I could imagine her taking Daisy as a form of punishment for him and Sasha. Nell or another of her biological daughters might seek revenge. Avenging Gladys Corbin, Sasha Gilmore, and Sunny Corinthos's past misdeeds. Lastly, we must mention Gladys Corbin, Sasha's vile and cunning mother-in-law, played by Bonnie Burrows, because Sasha moved on with another guy and had another child after little Liam died. Gladys may return with the intention of hurting her. Although Gladys was entirely to blame for Sunny forcing her out of Port Charles, she may still wish to exact revenge on Sunny for robbing Sasha of her money and sending her to Ferncliff, where she was almost killed. Since Gladys is a horrible person, I can understand how she may take Daisy as retribution for the loss of her son and grandson, and as an act of punishment against Sunny. Since Gladys is well aware that Sunny would likely murder her upon seeing her again, she appears to be an extremely remote possibility. But I felt compelled to bring her up because of the closeness she had with Sasha in the past. Who then do you believe abducted baby Daisy?